Most people chase assets they do not control. They buy stocks, real estate, or crypto and hope for the best. In those markets, someone else sets the rules. Someone else can dilute your shares, regulate your property, or shut you out of the exchange entirely. A niche newsletter is structurally different. It has zero marginal cost and infinite upside. You own the entire thing outright. There is no landlord, no exchange, and no counterparty who can take it from you. The year 2026 changed the equation for good. AI research tools collapse the time between an idea and revenue from months down to days. What used to require a research team, a writing staff, and a distribution strategy now requires one person with a laptop and a clear process. Caleb, from the Kerner office, proved this model works. He launched a SaaS tool called Post For Me and reached $500 in monthly recurring revenue with zero audience. He had no followers, no email list, and no launch strategy. Then he posted every single milestone publicly on Twitter. He shared the climb to $600, $800, and $1,000. Each post became a growth event that pulled in more users. By the time he hit $5,000 in monthly revenue, he had built a product and an audience at the same time. This same psychology applies to newsletters. You do not need a platform to start. You build the platform by starting. The implementation. Pick a niche. Build an AI-powered research engine. Stack your revenue streams. Compound the audience. These are 4 steps executed in order, and each one makes the next one easier to finish. This is not a side project. It is a cash flow asset you own outright. The infrastructure to build it now costs almost nothing. The architecture. Why newsletters became asymmetric. In 2026, the old model for building a media business required 3 things. You needed deep expertise in a subject. You needed writing talent to turn that expertise into clear prose. Finally, you needed a distribution channel to reach an audience. If you lacked any one of those 3, you could not compete. Most people lacked at least 2. AI killed all 3 barriers at once. Research tools like Claude and Grok can analyze an entire niche in hours to find content gaps and competitor weaknesses. Drafting tools can take raw thoughts dictated into a phone and turn them into structured first drafts. Distribution tools now automate the technical work that used to require entire teams of people. The bottleneck is no longer production. It is knowing what to produce. The platform infrastructure collapsed alongside it. Beehiiv, Ghost, and Substack removed every technical barrier that used to stop creators. You do not need to code a website, set up an email server, or manage a subscriber database. You simply open a browser, create an account, and start publishing. The entire stack requires a laptop, a Wi-Fi connection, and about 90 minutes of focused work per week. Alex from Bridgeway Staffing showed this same principle in action. He built a $100,000 staffing business in 100 days using Lovable and QuickBooks. He had no software background and no technical co-founder to help him. He let AI handle the infrastructure so he could focus entirely on relationships and sales. A newsletter operates the same way. The technology handles the distribution, while you handle the insight and the positioning. A newsletter is structurally asymmetric in a way most assets are not. Your costs stay flat, while your revenue scales with your subscriber count. At 2,500 subscribers, Beehiiv is free. At 50,000 subscribers, It costs $99 a month. The marginal cost per new subscriber is basically zero. Every new reader who joins costs you nothing to serve, and every new paying subscriber sends nearly 90% of their fee to your bottom line. The 2026 difference is that content volume no longer requires more of your time. AI handles the research, the first drafts, and the formatting. You spend your hours on the 20% that actually creates value. This includes your perspective, your voice, and your positioning. These are the things that make people trust you enough to pay. One person, one laptop, and one niche. The infrastructure for a six-figure media business now costs less than dinner for two. The selection. Picking a niche that prints money, most people pick topics they like. They chase their interests and hope an audience follows. Elite operators invert this entirely. They pick topics with structural demand signals already built in. They don't guess what people want. They verify that people are already paying for it. 3 criteria make this fast. You need search volume with an upward trajectory, existing paid competition, and a clear monetization path. If a niche lacks paid newsletters or premium tiers, you're betting that you'll invent demand. Don't. Let someone else prove the model first. The Querner office covered this with the plant bingo case. A couple saw a viral TikTok of a plant bingo event in California and checked the organizer's website to find 10 upcoming events. Half were already sold out. That was the signal. It wasn't that plant bingo was a good idea, but that someone else had already validated it. They didn't need to wonder if people would pay because the evidence was public. They launched in Dallas and brought in $21,000 in their second month. Apply the same lens to newsletters. Find paid newsletters in adjacent niches. Open Substack and Beehiiv and look for premium tiers with real subscriber counts. If people are paying someone else for intelligence in a space, they'll pay you if your angle is sharper. Google Trends tells you whether the topic is growing or dying. Handyman searches bottomed out in late 2024 and climbed steadily into 2026. That's an upward trajectory. It means the audience is expanding, not contracting. You want to enter a market where the tide is rising, not draining. The specialist beats the generalist every time. A newsletter about AI tools for insurance agents outperforms one about AI broadly. The narrower the niche, the more valuable each insight becomes. People pay premiums for precision. Here is the decision rule. Can you name the exact person who needs this? Can you describe what they'd pay to solve the problem? If the answer is vague, the niche is too broad. Narrow until the avatar becomes painfully specific. You should be able to picture them sitting at their desk, frustrated by a problem you know how to solve. That's when the cash flow asset starts printing. The build, AI stack, and content engine, the platform layer, comes first. Beehiiv is the default for growth tooling and fixed pricing. It gives you referral programs, ad networks, and subscriber segmentation without touching code. Ghost is better if you want self-hosting and full control. It is open source with a clean API and no platform lock-in. Substack is the instant start. There is no setup and you get built-in discovery, but you pay 10% of subscription revenue forever. Choose based on your priority: speed, control, or tooling. The rest of the stack works regardless of which you pick. The research layer is where AI does the heavy lifting. Use Claude or Grok for competitor analysis, content gap identification, and topic clustering. You are not asking the AI to generate content yet. You are asking it to map a landscape. Identify who is publishing in this niche, what they are covering repeatedly, and what they are missing entirely. Feed the AI your competitors' top-performing content. Look for the pieces with the most engagement, the most shares, and the most comments. Then ask 3 specific questions. What did they miss? What questions remain unanswered? What would make this 10 times better? The AI will surface patterns you would need weeks of reading to notice on your own. The Kerner office showed this with the Handyman website case. Claude generated a complete prompt for Go High Level that built a professional website in minutes. It included names of suburbs, SEO structure, service pages, and booking integration, all from 2 prompts. The core insight was not that AI built a website, but that Claude knew what to ask Go High Level to build. The intelligence layer preceded the execution layer. Apply the same logic to newsletters. Use AI to map a niche's content landscape. Identify the gaps that exist between what competitors publish and what readers actually need. Generate structured outlines that close those gaps. The AI does not write your newsletter. It builds the architecture the newsletter sits inside. The writing itself follows a simple pipeline. Dictate rough thoughts into a transcription tool. Do not type. Do not edit as you go. Speak your analysis, your reactions, and your contrarian takes. Feed the transcript to Claude with style instructions. Use your voice, your sentence rhythm, and your preferred structure. The output is a first draft in your cadence, not generic AI prose. Then edit that draft yourself. Tighten the arguments. Sharpen the language. Add the insight that only you can add. This is not about AI writing for you. It is about AI handling research and first drafts so you can spend your time on insight and voice. These are the things that make readers trust you, and the things that make them pay. The differentiation emerges naturally from this process. Your perspective plus AI efficiency creates content that is both higher quality and more consistent than human-only competitors. You publish deeper analysis faster than anyone writing from scratch. You catch gaps that manual researchers miss. You build a body of work that compounds. Upload every piece you publish to Notebook LM or a custom GPT trained on your archive. It becomes your research assistant. It remembers everything you have covered, including every example you used and every argument you made. When you sit down to write next week's issue, you ask your archive what you have not yet said. The AI tells you. No repetition, no accidental overlap, and no wasted effort. 1 newsletter per week, systematically built from AI-assisted research, edited to your voice, delivered on schedule. The content engine now runs on process, not inspiration. That is the difference between a hobby and an asset. The stack, monetization and distribution revenue stacking is a precise sequence. Sponsorships first, paid tiers second, digital products third, affiliates fourth. This is not a random list. It is a structural hierarchy where each layer adds income without damaging the one below it. Sponsors pay you to reach your audience. Your audience pays you for deeper access to your expertise. Your products solve the specific problems your content has already identified. Affiliates allow you to get paid for the tools you already use and recommend. You end up with 4 distinct streams from one audience with 0 internal conflict. Sponsorships can start much earlier than most creators realize. You should build a media kit the moment you hit 1,000 subscribers. Include your open rate, click-through rate, and clear audience demographics. Niche relevance always commands higher rates than broad reach because sponsors are buying precision. A newsletter focused on AI tools for insurance agents can charge more per reader than a general tech letter. The audience is smaller, but the intent to buy is concentrated. Paid tiers represent your second layer of income. Charge $10 to $15 a month for deeper analysis, templates, or community access. If you have 200 paying subscribers, you have $2,000 in monthly recurring revenue. This is not a theoretical goal. It is a math problem you solve by building trust with a few thousand readers and offering something worth their money. Your free content builds the audience, while the paid tier monetizes the most engaged fraction of it. Digital products are the third layer. Look for the single question your subscribers ask most often in your replies and DMs. Identify the one problem that keeps appearing in your survey responses and build a guide or template that solves it. Price this between $29 and $99. You have likely already written most of the material in your past newsletters. You are simply packaging that knowledge into a format that solves a specific problem in one sitting. Caleb at Post For Me showed how this distribution engine works on the Kerner office. He scaled from $500 to $5,000 in monthly revenue by posting every single milestone publicly on Twitter. Every $100 in new revenue became a post, and every subscriber milestone became a thread. He was not building a product and then trying to market it later. The act of building was the marketing. Build in public. Every milestone you hit is content. Every breakthrough you have is a thread. And every mistake you make is a lesson your audience learns alongside you. This creates a growth loop where content attracts subscribers and subscribers provide the feedback you need. That feedback generates new insights, which then become more content. The system compounds. You should also piggyback on audiences that already exist. Guest on podcasts within your niche and write guest posts for newsletters that serve a similar reader. Collaborate with other creators who look at the same topic from a different angle. You do not need to build every single follower from zero. You need to borrow existing attention and convert a fraction of those people into your own subscribers. The entire system compounds over time. Each piece of content you create feeds the email list, and the email list drives your product sales. Those sales then fund your future growth. When you reach 5,000 engaged subscribers with a $10 paid tier and one sponsor, you are generating $6,000 to $8,000 a month. You are doing this from a laptop using a process that takes a few hours a week. You are running an asset that you built yourself and own completely. Own the asset. Most people will watch this and do nothing. The pattern repeats with remarkable consistency. They take notes and tell themselves they will start next week, but next week becomes next month, and next month becomes never. The difference between a consumer and a builder is a single action taken within 24 hours. Your assignment is not to plan, it is to execute. Pick a niche today. Do not wait until next week or do more research. Use Google Trends and Substack to verify that people are already paying for information in that space. Open a Beehiiv account and use the free tier that handles up to 2,500 subscribers. Write and send your first issue within 7 days. Imperfect and published beats perfect and unpublished every time. The cash flow assets of 2027 are being built right now by the people who started while everyone else was still thinking. Start today.